you can see the renal crest along this line, and then these two are terminal recesses on each pole, the cranial pole as well as caudal pole. So these are your terminal recesses, and then this part is renal pelvis, which further continues as ureter. Okay. External part of the parenchyma is your renal cortex, and then internal part would be renal medulla. Okay. And then this space outside the pelvis, which is not really part of the kidney, that space is your renal sinus. Okay. So these blood vessels here, these are interlobar vessels. As this is injected, we can see those interlobar vessels pretty nicely. Okay. Here also we see those interlobar vessels in the kidney of small ruminant. Okay. Same here, we can see the interlobar vessels in the kidney of the pig. And here, as it is not injected, we should see those interlobar vessels between different lobes of the kidney. Okay, let's start with the small ruminants. As we have seen the kidney of the horse, how do we classify this kidney? You classify it as non-pyramidal or unilobar kidney. Okay, because there is no any lobation seen externally as well as internally, so that is your unilobar or non-pyramidal kidney. Okay, then this one goes up as the blood vessels which goes into the kidney and comes outside the kidney. All that forms the root of the kidney, and then space around that would be your renal sinus. Okay, let's look at the small ruminant, which is classification wise it is not very different than the horse. Okay, it is again unilobar or non-pyramidal kidney, because all the renal pyramids, they have fused to form one mass of the medulla and then one renal crest. All the papillae which could have been present in this kidney if it was lobated, these are fused to form the renal crest. So important features could be seen as similar to the horse but not the terminal recesses. Okay, renal crest, renal medulla, renal cortex, interlobar vessels, okay, as well as renal pelvis. The renal pelvis would continue further to form the ureter. Okay, but now when you look at the same kidney with paramedian sagittal section, if we go one step outside, that section would look very different or little different. Not very different, but it would look little different. Now here we see part of the medulla, but there is something, or there is some space between these parts of the medulla, and those are called renal pyramids. And that's how we learned it in dog. These parts are called renal pyramids, and these spaces between these unfused parts of the medulla, these are pelvic recesses. Okay, so these are pelvic recesses. If I try to go from the main cavity of the pelvis, if I go outside on both, okay, say on dorsally as well as ventrally, because kidneys are located this way. Okay, so I say either dorsally or ventrally, I would go in that space which is called renal recess. Okay, pelvic recess. So this is your pelvic recess, which is the space between unfused part of the medulla which is not fused yet. Okay, but as it comes to the center, all the parts is fused. These are fused, and then we can find formation of one single medulla with one renal crest. Okay, so that's about your kidneys of the small ruminants, which is non-pyramidal or unilobar kidney, which is very similar to the dog. The structures that we can identify, those are cortex, medulla, renal crest, renal pelvis, and interlobar vessels. Okay, as well as the space. What space is this? This one, as well as the one on the other side. Renal sinus. Okay, so that's your renal sinus. Hilus again could not be really identified by indicating or by